Hi guys, on holiday but still stuck in the car doing videos as it's the only place I can get any bloody peace. Watched the game yesterday, very fortunate that they show all the live games here in Cyprus, so managed to get down to my local, the Pig and Whistle, and watch the game with my son-in-law. Not an inspiring game, we've got to be honest, right? It's not. We're not playing particularly well, are we? We're not setting the Premier League alight. However, we have managed to get three wins out of three. We are unbeaten and we are top of the league. So you can't really complain at that, can you? Dyer and Sanchez are looking rather solid at the back at the moment. So that kind of fills me with a little bit of confidence, because previously we'd been rocky all over the place, and for me, I think the two holding midfielders, Skip and Højbjerg, have played really, really well together. Skip's just a young lad, remember, but he has brought in some stability in there alongside Højbjerg, who's, you know, to be fair, I thought had a really good game yesterday. I thought he played really, really well. I guess the biggest criticism, if you're going to have a criticism, is that there is a lack of creativity in the squad at the moment. Obviously, you're looking for Delhi to provide that, but for me, Delhi has been a little bit more solid. You know, trying to do simple things and trying to, you know, break up play and stuff like that. Been a little bit more defensive minded than he has previously, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think he's played fairly well, but it is that lack of creativity that is a little bit of a worry, because that's something we really want to bring into the game. You know, Bergwijn probably had a fairly poor game yesterday. Didn't really penetrate much, and I guess that's the disappointment, because you're looking for that creativity to come from the sides, you know, coming through sort of thing. But you know, listen. You can't complain. Ultimately, you know, Sonny's banged another one in. Goalkeeping error, in my view. He's obviously looking at the runners and thinking someone's going to get a touch on it. It's going to drop just in front, and someone's going to get a touch on it, and he's got deceived by that, by the runners coming in, and it's bounced over him. But listen, you know, most goals come from someone else's mistake somewhere along the line. You know, so you can't complain at it. You know, it's happy days. You know, with all the other results kind of going in our direction, I kind of thought to myself, I know what's going to happen here. You know, Watford are going to stuff us 3-0 or something, and Sissoko is going to score the winner or something like that. You know, but it wasn't to be for them, and you know, happy days. You know, I'll take it all day long. You know, after last season, if we get you know, a load of 1-0 wins and keep us, you know, in the top half of the table and potentially get into either Europe or top 4 or anything like that, then that's got to be seen as a bonus. It's got to be seen as a sort of upward movement. There's still a day to go before the end of the transfer window, so you never know what's going to happen there. You know, you've got to be thinking there's got to be something else happening. You know, we still really need a right back, although I think Tanganga has been excellent there. He's a great lad, and I've always said so. But I do think that we need some depth in there. You know, I'd like to see the back of Sergio Aurier. I've got to be honest. You know, for me, he's got to go. You know, and again, I'm not sure about what's happening with Ndombele. You know, I don't think anyone wants to pay the money that we really require for him, because he is a class act. It's just that he's just lacks that motivation and that will to actually do what he needs to do, perhaps. Nuno clearly is not impressed with him, and that's like 3 managers now. So it's got to be the player if all 3 managers are saying something similar. So, you know, we see where we go. And I'd still like to see some kind of backup for Harry, because, you know, at some point he is definitely going to leave us, you know. And we need to be prepared for that. You know, if we're banking on Dane Scala or Parrott to take on the mantle, then, you know, that's a little bit of a worry, because they're not getting enough game time to be able to show what they've got. But we'll see. It could be a breakthrough season for Scarlet, or Parrot. They could all of a sudden, come back into the team like Skip has, and start to show some real endeavour. But we'll see. But overall, I'm happy that we got the 3 points. That's the main thing. That's the aim of the game. Not particularly keen on the style of football, but after last season, I'd just rather see us winning than losing games for now, and see where it takes us. Nice receptions for both Danny Rose and for Sissoko. Classy by the Tottenham fans there. But then they always are classy. It seemed like a really good atmosphere as well. So it's difficult to tell on the TV, but it looks good to me. So yeah. So international break, top of the league. You can't complain too much. So now we just have to wait, get this international break out of the way. I'll be back from the holidays, and happy to get up to see us hopefully beat Chelsea. So we leave it there. Up the Spurs.